Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new little bite-sized review. Got a couple lined up here for you. Saw a couple movies recently. I'm in the midst of watching a third. I figured I would get these two out of the way first, though, before I tacked on a third one. Just do two in one sitting. I saw in the movie theater Phantom Thread by Paul Thomas Anderson. Date night with the wife. We went to go see Phantom Thread. Um, Been eager to see this one because not only is it a new PTA movie, but it's also Daniel Day Lewis's last film. Allegedly, I think it's for real this time. He's calling it quits. So those two things really brought me into the theater. And I was also really interested in the subject matter. The couture world of 1950s London sounded intriguing to me, and I knew that if PTA was doing a movie about it, it was probably going to be really compelling and interesting. And I liked the movie. It was pretty good. Um, I don't know. It's not going to win Best Picture. I don't think it should. 'Cause I don't think it was the best movie of this year, but it was pretty dang good. I really liked it. Daniel Day Lewis nailed it. He and PTA, they just mesh and do a great job when it comes to writing a character and portraying that character. It's always interesting. Daniel Plainview, really phenomenal, and now we have Reynolds Woodcock. What a name! So I would say the it's really interesting with the cinematography of this movie because there's no credit for it, and it was assumed that PTA did his own cinematography. And then come to find out, he said it was more of a collaborative effort. That's why there's no credit. So it's kind of interesting that it was almost more of a group effort in terms of like where to place the camera, how to do the camera. Um, and I think that's really interesting because a lot of the shots, a lot of the scenes take place in a very small, vertical, like English flat. Um, Very kind of sort of tight corridors, tight staircases going up in this house where they make these dresses and gowns and all kinds of things. Um, so I imagine the camera placement probably would have been just like chaos for a single person, which I suppose makes sense. So it's like, all right, let's kind of collaborate. Where should we put the camera? And I found that really compelling. I thought the cinematography was pretty good. As far as the story goes, this is typical PTA fare when it comes to plot because there's very little of it. The most you can say for the plot. I'm also going to try to avoid spoilers in this review because I want people to see this movie. I want to kind of promote it. Um, I don't feel like there's a whole lot I need to go into as far as spoilers goes because I don't have much to say that is in the realm of spoilers. There's much to critique, so I'm going to keep it spoiler free. Um, as far as the plot goes, very simple because it's really just Reynolds Woodcock is a fashion designer, in the couture world, and kind of gets interested in this woman named Alma, and she becomes like his muse and assistant, love interest. It's very complicated, and then the rest of the movie kind of, drives off of that. And there's not, I mean, you can save different plot points. It's like a three-paragraph Wikipedia section for the plot. It's pretty basic. It's just all very subtle character stuff, and that's really Paul Thomas Anderson's bread and butter these days. Is doing very intricate and complicated character work. The score was fantastic. Johnny Greenwood knocked it out of the park again. I really hope that it gets best film music. Is that what it's called? The Oscar? I don't remember. He was nominated for the score, and I really hope he gets it. I'm actually gonna look that up real quick because I don't want to get this wrong. Um, but he was very versatile, Johnny Greenwood, in his music. Let's see here. Sorry for this. Sound mixing production died. Original score. Hans Zimmer for Dunkirk. Johnny Greenwood for Phantom Thread. Alexandre Desplat did Shape of Water, apparently. John Williams for Last Jedi. Oh, and Carter Burwell did Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I have not seen. I saw Last Jedi. I don't think John Williams is going to get it for that. It's just a typical thing. Oh, nice. I wonder if you heard that come through. Um, haven't seen Dunkirk yet. Haven't seen Shape of Water yet. Haven't seen Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri yet. So I don't know about those. But I mean, Hans Zimmer. You know what you're getting. Same with Desplat and Burwell to a point. So I'm expecting Greenwood to get it. Which, if he goes to the Oscars, I'd love to see him go up there and accept an Oscar. That'd be pretty cool. Um, so yeah, great score. I love when a composer for a movie uh, really is able to dive into the scenes of the movie. And what I mean by that is there are moments in this movie, one in particular that I think of, where there's like three scenes and there is a single piece of music playing over the whole thing, and it really helps to connect the scenes, much like, wow, this is just crazy. I'm closing my Facebook tabs. Much like how music has a phrase which connects multiple measures or a melody through multiple measures. That's really what this music does in this movie as well. It really connects and kind of builds off of the action that is happening in the scene, um, how that builds. It's counterpointed in the music, and I think that was really good. But yeah, great movie. I don't have a whole lot to say about it. It's very genteel, very regal, very sophisticated. So it's really kind of like a, I'd almost call it like a rainy afternoon with a cup of tea kind of movie. It's it's pretty. I wouldn't say slow moving. I would say it's a snail's pace, which might sound like the same thing to you, but I wouldn't call it a slow movie. I would just call it, because slow usually indicates boring or hard to keep your attention span, and that's not what this movie is. At least it wasn't for me. It just moves at a sloth's pace. So, um, great stuff. Great stuff. If you want to see another Paul Thomas Anderson movie where you have great counterpoint between two characters, that seems to be his thing. It's like with There Will Be Blood. You had Daniel and I forget his name, Paul Dano's character. They really kind of, the way PTA does this is he has characters interact with each other, and that's how you learn about the characters. Whereas you take something like Taxi Driver, it's more Travis Bickle doing things and narration from him that explains who his character is. Whereas with Paul Thomas Anderson, he does a great job at doing it through dialogue and action and reaction, mainly between two people. So, like There Will Be Blood, you have Jenna D. Lewis and Paul Dano. The Master, you have Philip Seymour Hoffman, Joaquin Phoenix. And with this, you have Jenna D. Lewis and I forget her name, Vicky something, who plays Alma. Just great counterpoint between two characters. That's his thing, and he does it really well, and it's really compelling. But yeah, fantastic movie. I highly recommend it. Like I said, not my favorite of the year, I don't believe, but it rates. It's a really nice movie. That's it. So thank you everyone for watching. I have another review coming up here in a moment that I'm going to do. I'm currently in the midst of watching Perks of Being a Wallflower. It's one I've been wanting to get to for a while. I'm using it as a break from the Oscar stuff, because the Oscar stuff feels so like bloated and inflated and just like, ugh, like things to get over, and it's kind of hard to just kind of railroad it all at one point. So I'm kind of putting in intermittent movies through my spree of watching movies recently, and Perks of Being a Wallflower is one. Um, I'm like halfway through that movie, and yeah, that'll be my next review after this next one. So stay tuned for that, and thank you for watching.